Hello, I'm Fast Lawyer. I'm with Oculus Rift Reviews. Today we're going to review and play Deep Diving VR, a game just released on the Steam store for the HTC Vive and the Oculus Rift. Now there is another version of this game that's a desktop mode version called Deep Diving Simulator. So that game has been out for a while. And there's also DLC available. I believe that has 2 extra environments. The game normally retails for $19.99. It's currently on sale, 15% off. I got a free Steam key through the Steam Curator Connect program to review this game. And I do give a recommendation for this game, but it's a tepid recommendation. I'm going to rate this game a 6 out of 10. You might think this is a diving simulator like Free Diver, Triton Down, and get excited about the gameplay, because I know a lot of you liked Free Diver, Triton Down, and I love that game. We just wanted more of it. And while this game is more of it, it's not it. It's not the quality. The diving is not at all like Free Diver. I would say the diving is actually more like other games, more like Operation Apex or World of Diving, if you recall those older VR diving games. This game is actually more of a hidden object game versus the diving. Yes, there is diving, you can swim underwater, but most of the gameplay is actually focused on finding objects around the ocean. And so that's really the main crux of the game. So if you like relaxing casual gameplay, if you like hidden object games, this will be a game right up your alley. However, if you don't like that game type, this would be a clear pass. The diving, the swimming is not good enough in this game to keep you entertained. And if you're thinking, well, maybe it's like The Blue, where you can see underwater life, the visuals just aren't good enough, and there's something funky with the physics. When you get close to bigger objects, you kind of like bounce off them, and a lot of the interactions are point and click. So you see there, one of the hidden objects is that starfish, and all you do is point and click towards it, and a lot of the interactions are point and click interactions. So you can tell this game was not built ground up for VR. You can tell it's a game that was translated to VR. Unfortunately, a lot of the immersion that comes from picking items up with your motion controllers is really lost in this game, because a lot of it is point and click. Now you can swim around, and the first half of the video I do show that, so you can paddle around with the swimming motion, and for the most part it works. Again, this is not the quality or the polish of Free Diver, so if you're expecting the type of simulator that Free Diver was, as far as the swimming motions or the diving motions, it's just not here. This is more arcade, and so you can quickly move in and out. Eventually you do get used to the controls, and alternatively, you can use your joystick as the means to move around. And the second half of my video, and I believe this is where I start using the joystick on the video, and you can tell that I'm not moving my avatar hands. I'm basically just pushing on the joystick on the left to go forward, back, left, right, and I believe the right one is to look all around 360. So that's how you move around. I actually found the joystick movement to be easier, but definitely the diving motions you can make are definitely more immersive and more fun. Unfortunately, they're just not polished enough for it to be the kind of fun that you'd expect after playing Free Diver, Triton Down. So you might be a little spoiled if you play that game and you're expecting that. You're going to be sorely disappointed playing this game. And the problem with the hidden object focus of this game, at least for me, is that you're just finding items that are highlighted for you, so you're not really looking for items like on a list. I would have found that more entertaining myself if there had just been a list and you're looking for those items. They wouldn't have to be necessarily hard to find, but just looking for highlighted items and you're not really sure which ones. It is relaxing gameplay, but it's not very challenging gameplay. The challenging part is really that, especially as you go towards the later environments, you do get attacked very often by sharks and whatnot, so you do have to have your little gun ready. Now, your gun has two modes: one where you can actually cause damage to sharks, to fishing nets, to statues, to just different objects that you can shoot. But there's also a heal mode, and you're actually scanning the ocean for fish or other creatures that might be polluted, and you want to shoot them with the healing ray. So there's two modes for the gun. One is like a destruction laser, the other one's like a healing mode. And so you got to be cognizant of which one you have on. You can also use the knife. Unfortunately, the knife is not very realistic. You can use it to cut nets and whatnot. You can use it to stab the shark as it comes towards you, but again, it's a very funky mechanic. Most of the mechanics I found not to be very polished for VR. You can definitely tell this is a game that wasn't VR and they made it to VR, and it works. It just doesn't work as well as I would have thought. The visuals are nice. The game ran okay for me. There is some warping around the edges that I noticed. Overall, though, I would give it just a 6 out of 10. I think some people might enjoy it, but I think most people expecting something better from after Triton Down will be disappointed.